What do men look for in a girlfriend in sex? My boyfriend says that I can't give him what he needs in sex. I tried 1,000 things, but nothing seems to 100% satisfy him, which is stressing me out. He complains but doesn't bring new ideas to the table. Bed. When I ask him, he doesn't really know how to express what he needs. I want him to be satisfied with me, so can experienced people tell me what men look for a girlfriend in sex? There is attraction. If he can't tell you, then you'll never know. We don't know what turns on other people. What he needs is to stop watching porn and relearn how to enjoy IRL experiences. I agree this question is very difficult to answer. Everyone is different in terms of what they like in the bedroom, and if he himself can't actually answer the question, maybe he might have a kink he thinks you might judge him for, but beside that, maybe ask him what kind of videos he watches that help him get into the mood and use that as a reference for the next time you both decide to get physical with each other. What is his sexual experience? It could be that he simply is uncomfortable due to lack of experience, and as time goes along he'll realize what he likes more and more. I will echo the other comment though, your willingness to try different things is insanely hot and super valuable. This guy must not realize how much of a blessing you are. He doesn't have much experience for his age, 30. I try my best. I might not be the best, but at least I'm trying. I'm going to go out on a limb and say your boyfriend has watched a lot of porn, and all that solo time had him build up expectations that normal humans can't meet. But also, sex isn't supposed to be all about getting off and being pleased. In a loving relationship it should also be about making the other person feel good and just enjoying being together. And it seems like he is in the it's just for getting off camp. Full-time WFH mom, F37, tired of marriage to stay-at-home dad, M37. Like the title says, I work full-time and my husband is a stay-at-home dad. I get up early and take care of our child because he can never wake up properly in the mornings, unless it's for something he is doing for himself. Then I go to work, and by the time I'm done it's time to go to sleep so I can wake up early again the next day. My husband stays up until 2 to 3 a.m. every morning playing games, and even when he is looking after our child during the day, I'm constantly having to grab her and ask him to take her because he's just doing his own thing. I do most of the cooking, dishes and laundry too. He hasn't done anything nice for me on his own in years. I have to tell him exactly what I'd like him to get me / do, and even then it's always a chore and I'm met with a lot of frustration and it usually turns into a fight. We're seeing a counselor but I don't think it's doing anything. Anytime I get upset it's the same thing where I talk to him about what I'm not happy with and then he gets mad, makes excuses, and eventually I end up apologizing because he gets mad to the point where I'm scared. I just feel like I deserve better. I'm a good person and I work hard. Honestly, I just wish I was in a relationship where I'm shown occasional appreciation and acknowledgement. I've had this conversation with him and he just gets frustrated and makes excuses, says things like nothing I do will ever be enough, you're never going to be happy. And then it's another fight. Love it if people could share their stories with me. I could just really use some advice and some hope that things will get better. Too long didn't read. Husband doesn't appreciate me and is constantly undermining me. Is your life easier or harder because of him? Does he help more than he is a burden? If you answer yourself this, you've got yourself the answer on what to do. He's a stay-at-home dad that doesn't handle the domestic needs. What does he do? It sounds like he's retired on your income. Anytime I get upset it's the same thing where I talk to him about what I'm not happy with and then he gets mad, makes excuses, and eventually I end up apologizing because he gets mad to the point where I'm scared. Wow, no wonder the counseling isn't doing anything. Picture your home without him there. Go through the daily routine in your mind, but with just you and your kid. Add alternate weekends with the place to yourself. Is it an easier picture? Is it a happier picture? Seriously think about what the alternative would be. Paid childcare, alternate weekends, evenings with your child, household responsibilities. Is that really harder? Is it worth it? Are your kids enduring lots of fighting? Are they young enough to adapt easily? Would you be happier? To me, he really isn't a stay-at-home dad. He doesn't get up with the kid. He doesn't do the dishes or any housework. And it sounds like he isn't really watching the kid. What is he doing all day? If you are working, then the bare minimum is that he should be caring for your child, including getting his butt out of bed in the mornings. I don't think the stay-at-home parent has to do all the housework, but he should be doing a large part of it. It sounds like your husband is a mooch. If therapy isn't working, then you should take a hard long look at your life. Would you be happier without him? You do deserve better. Your husband sounds like a man-child. Everyone suggests counseling, but you're already doing it, and the fact of the matter remains that he's not going to change unless he wants to. So he's a stay-at-home dad, but doesn't cook, clean, or do laundry? What exactly does he do all day? He sounds like a lazy leech. I would leave his ass in the dust. He's probably undermining you because he knows you're too good for him, and he wants to bring you down a peg so you don't get the confidence to dump him. How do I, 25M, leave my depressed and suicidal girlfriend, 26F? TW, depression and suicide. I'm just so tired of it. I can sympathize with being mentally unwell, but it's just been so long. I've been with my girlfriend for 10 years. She wasn't mentally well then. She was on antidepressants and went therapy regularly, but it seemed like it didn't work. I got a full ride scholarship to Michigan State University, and after telling my girlfriend, she begged me not to leave. I said we could try long distance, but she didn't want that. I told her I was leaving and she tried to kill herself. She tried to overdose on sleeping pills. That made me stay. I've been here since the first attempt. I called her every day and made visits when I could. When she got out of the psych ward, I spent a lot of time with her almost every day. After about a year, I started going to an in-state university and started living on campus. During that time she got worse. We got into an argument about me going to a party and she tried to kill herself again. Went back to a psych ward and I dropped out. Started working and got a US place. When she got out, we lived here and we've stayed here for 6 years. Lately, I've looked at my life. I passed on so much for her and she's repaid me by cheating. She's slept with 3 other men and 2 other women. Every time I try to leave, she threatens suicide. I just can't anymore. I feel tired all the time and I barely eat. She's become insufferable, and every time I think about leaving, I remember the 2 times I did something against her wishes. Another layer to this, she's about 12 weeks pregnant. I don't know. I've ruined my life, it feels like. Never comment on these things, but felt I had to for this one. And this is coming from someone who has been hospitalized over 5 times and was suicidal for almost 10 years. Leave her, gently or not. She's manipulated you for years. Maybe she loved you at some point, but depression doesn't make someone cheat multiple times. Do you even know if the child is yours? You've sacrificed so much of your time and life, and need not anymore. This may sound harsh. Again, this is coming from someone who was broken up with after being hospitalized. Through a letter, someone who's had suicide attempts. If you leave her and she kills herself, that's 100% on her and not you. You can't be threatened into staying. While I'm sure you still care for her, it's the harsh reality. If she really wanted to be dead, before or after you leaving, she would be dead. She survived those suicide attempts, didn't she? Sometimes people do suicide attempts, not fully with the intent of dying. You need to leave. Or not valued here. People should want the best for their partner, even if it means them being out of state. People don't actually kill themselves because their boyfriend went to a party. That's manipulation, and a punishment for you for going. She wants you on a short leash. I don't know about the living situation. If you could afford to leave, if she has someone she can stay with, but you need to get out. Stop being so worried about her and putting her life first. It's time for you, for the first time in 10 years, to put yourself first. Tell her she needs to be out and you'll get a paternity test and support the baby. If she threatens suicide, call the police. Tell her you're leaving and she can have the apartment. It doesn't matter, just leave. You deserve better. I understand she has mental illness, but that doesn't mean she gets to emotionally manipulate and abuse you. Blaming suicide on someone else is abuse. Her life and mental health are no one's responsibility but her own. You can't keep living life for her. I'd honestly document her behavior through the pregnancy and try to leave with the child when they are born. Someone this manipulative and unstable is not ready to be a mom. She needs to improve first and take responsibility for her own life before someone else's. If nothing else, do it for your child. You'll manipulate them the same she's been doing to you, and if you stay you'll be teaching through your actions that's okay. This is heartbreaking and I really wish the best for you. Does she have family or friends? You can, and should, dump her on their shoulders. You've supported her enough. Tell them what's going on, tell them you are leaving and someone needs to take care of your girlfriend because you won't do that. I'll keep it short and to the point. Write down what you know, the cheating, the manipulating, gather evidence, contact a lawyer if you can, contact someone you absolutely trust to stay with them for a while, leave when she's gone or when you're not with her. Optional but highly recommended. Get a paternity test, inform friends and family as she will try to damage your reputation. Concerning the suicide threats, I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but don't even once let it get into your head that you are the cause when she tries/succeeds. She is trying to drag you down with her. The person you consider your girlfriend is not your girlfriend at this point. She's a parasite that has to be ripped off for both your sakes. You can't fix her, you're not trained to do so nor are you paid enough to do so. Put as much distance between you and her as you can, and let all communications go through a third party. And remember, you have value. You are a worthy human being.